Good morning, you guys. It is Saturday, February the 5th, 5:30 in the morning. As you can see, here at the Schneider facility in Dallas, getting ready to get up. So let me go in here and get my shower together, and I'll be with you guys in a bit. Okay, so real quick, you guys, we're here at the Houston yard. I'm assuming because of the ice storm, they got trailers everywhere in this yard. It is so hard to get through. And to get to our trailer that we got to pick up and take back up to Dallas, is actually buried in the middle. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what's going on here. So I'm assuming it's somewhere in this sea of trailers. As you can see, my husband, being the friendly person as always, helping somebody out, getting in the spot. But we got a whole bunch of trailers in here that we gotta dig through.
What the hell?
So dramatic, you guys. So let me go and get him through here and try to
pull one out to get to yours.
So it looks like I'm gonna have to pull one out to get to mine. So I will talk to you guys in a second. As you can see, it was tight to get in. Let's see if you can see it. There was a trailer in front of us, so we had to go pull that one out first before we can get to ours. So it was very tight, had to back in here in order to get the trailer. And as you can see, there's somebody ahead of me trying to get out because the lot is so packed that people are parking trailers everywhere. So hopefully we can get out once we finally get hooked up. So I am finished today with 20 minutes left on my I-14 back here in Dallas. About to look for the next load. I'm trying to be careful because it's water out here, but I'm not sure what's icy and what's not, so I'm trying to be careful on what's out here. But yeah, that storm that came through Dallas a couple days ago really just kind of made some things tight. Because even here for our cafeteria, they ran out of food. And so once he was out, luckily we had some food, but once we made our delivery, we ended up getting food on the opposite end. But be careful. But yeah, that's it. About to get in this truck, see if I can get some motivation to do some of my business stuff. If not, I'm gonna just go to bed early and try to get up in the morning and get some stuff done, since we don't have a load yet to go back out. But I'm sure we'll get one soon. But with that being said, it's a wrap. The day's complete, and I will talk to you guys later. So today is February the 9th, end of the day, and we are currently at the Kenworth dealership in Topeka, Kansas. We got two check engine lights. The first one was kind of more of a warning. The second one was like, hey, you need to get the truck in the shop. And the issue that came up was the fuel filter was full and it needed to be replaced. So we don't have a filter. We're here now to see if they have one here in the parts department, and then either get it put on in the morning. Either he'll do it in the morning, or we'll try to make it as far as we can, or do it at home. I'm not quite sure yet, but that's where we are heading back to Colorado. As of tomorrow, it will be officially 30 days that I've been driving solo. So coming home, getting to some appointments, getting some stuff done. But this is pretty much how I'm ending my 30th day. We'll know more on probably this weekend if we're going to go 30 more days solo or if we're going to go back teaming. So I don't know that until probably Monday or Tuesday. But overall, I can tell you, I want to commend the women that are out here that are doing this solo. It is hard. It's hard, especially if you are used to doing it in team configuration. And I have been doing it for the last 4 years. So to do it solo and do it by myself, it's a difference. You really do appreciate your partner when they help you, when they pick up the load. The one thing that my husband has really been helping me is getting my backing together, because when we are in team configuration, I don't do a lot of backing. He does it for me, but he's actually making me back. And then there's some spots that I just can't get into. I get frustrated and he backs it for me. So I guess that's a perk. But like I said, just adjusting the schedules and not knowing when you're going to stop or pick up, it's kind of a headache. But when you're in a team configuration, you're always going. Whenever your shift starts is when you're going to pick up the freight and you keep going. So that's pretty much how the 30-day has been. I want to say on January 26th, I got my first level 1 inspection. I was in the state of Mississippi. Was it Mississippi? I think I want to say it was on I-55. I was actually in Mississippi heading to Baton Rouge. So I had to go down the 55. And as I was driving, I seen him like on the shoulder, but I thought maybe he was just on the shoulder, just kind of sitting there. So I knew I was going the right speed. I got in my left lane, and all of a sudden his lights flickered on. So I figured, well, I don't know what that's all about. I kept driving slow, but he's waving. So I'm thinking, still not for me. So as I kept driving, I get in the right lane to keep driving. He's behind me now, and I guess he's making it prominently known that he wants me to pull over, because he starts to get in the middle of the lane. He's waving me over. So I finally find a nice safe spot, pull over, and he gets out. He said, hey, I'm just doing an inspection. I'm doing level 1 on you, so just hand me your logbook, hand me your permits, hand me your insurance, and let me go over everything. And that's what he did. So basically, as I sat there for probably about 25 minutes waiting for him to do his checks left and right. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. My husband's doing a check. Oh, hello. I'm sorry.
Excuse me. I didn't know.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't see anybody in there. I guess I didn't look.
That's the captain.
Boss, I better be nice to the boss. I jerk the door open on her and make her fall out.
Does she need to turn that off or what?
Nope, she's good.
So they're checking it out. Give me 1 second. Hey guys, I'm back. They actually hooked up the little diagnostics thing to figure out exactly what's going on with it. And he said, 1, for sure, we need a fuel filter. 2, he also said the NOx sensor. Now, I've heard that before, because that's been one of the issues we've been having on this Kenworth for a while. So it's like, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I know we've been dealing with it for a while. So it's like, oh, okay, here goes something else that's going to add to the tab of the truck. But they're back inside, so I'm assuming they're going to figure out what needs to be done. And if we got to stay overnight, I don't know. But as long as we get home before Monday, I'm good. But let me get back to the story of the inspection. So as I waited about, like I said, 25 to 30 minutes, he finally comes back and, had me turn my signals, checked everything. He goes, okay, I didn't find anything, but I just want to let you know on your right side, your headlight is low, one of the bulbs. He said, usually I can get you for that, but he said, I'm going to let you go ahead and pass. So I was thankful, and I was also thankful that day I did a pre-trip, so I caught anything that I needed to catch beforehand. And that made it even better. I felt comfortable. I wasn't sitting here nervous because I wasn't sure what I didn't do. I did do a post-trip when I stopped and a pre-trip. And if you know my husband, he's the safety inspector, so he gonna make sure before we drive out that the pre-trip is done. So I got a good job. Schneider ended up sending me congratulations on your first level 1 inspection. Per the report, there was no incidents found. Thank you for being a safe driver. So that was neat. They did give me the kudos for not having an issue. But it seemed like once I left, then all of a sudden I kept seeing all kind of state troopers on side the street. And I'm like, oh, I hope I don't get pulled over again or had to go into the scale. But thankfully, none of that happened. So that was pretty much the most exciting thing, was the level 1, and also the ice storm. I meant to tell you guys before I did that video a couple of days ago. I think it was that Friday, I forget, whatever day, the very first day they said Dallas was going to have an ice storm. Our plan was to get out of Dallas and get to moving to Houston. But the load that we went to was supposed to be a short load. It paid good, short miles, supposed to be in and out. They took 2.5 hours to load us up, which probably should have took less time than that, but it was pillows. So they had to stock it from the floor on up and the entire trailer. So we got out of there late. And as I got ready to get on the 20, I had to, well, not the 20, I forgot what it was, but I was getting on the 35. And if you guys know Dallas, Dallas has those high bridges, the 35, the 40, the 20, the 635. Well, I got on the 35 and I was already nervous as is. Like, okay, the temperature on my dashboard is saying 32. So I'm nervous that it's freezing. It's been raining for the last 3 hours. So my husband's like, no, you're good. Look at the windows. There's spray coming off the tires. Back of your mirror is good. But to me, as soon as that little snowflake come on my little dashboard, I don't care what it say. It's telling me I need to be cautious. So I'm driving. I get on the bridge. I look across there and there's a whole bunch of trucks slowly going up the bridge. And I'm like, babe, why are they going so slow? He goes, well, I don't know. It's probably maybe iced up. Okay, now my heart is beating fast. Iced up, because as I look up ahead of me, as I hit the high point of the bridge, it's nothing but ice. It had froze over because of the wind and everything else. My husband's like, but you can't stop. You talking about a leg trembling and me, for it seemed like the bridge was forever. And it probably only took me 30 seconds to take this entire bridge. But where the bridge was, it was icy. So I was so nervous. So my husband's like, well, we got to try to make it because I've already prepaid our spot at the Pilot about 150 miles away. Mind you, I only had an hour and 45 minutes. I would have to drive 65 miles per hour plus to get to this spot. I said, I'm not driving. I'm not about to chase this rain and ice trying to get to a premier parking spot at the Pilot. Thankfully, we have a Schneider facility in Dallas, and I was only 4 miles away. So where did your girl 40 Shade go? You guessed it. She went to her facility 4 miles away, parked that bad boy, and was at the OC, or operating center, for 2 days. Because that ice was not playing in Dallas. My girl, Beauty and the Beast, Beauty did a video that night. I actually talked to her that same night. We was cracking up because they was on 20, like kind of by... I want to say Van Horn, Abilene, Sweetwater area. They were shut down on the highway. Later on that night, I see my other fam, Married to the Miles, was shut down on the 30 in Texas. They were shut down. So it seemed like the entire state of Texas was on some type of a weather alert. I was like, I'm not going nowhere. I told my husband, I'm not about to drive. So the load's going to have to be late. Thankfully, as always, the load had some time on it. So it gave, I think we had up until the 7th to get the load there. So by grace, we had some time. But y'all, I wasn't about to make that. I wasn't about to be speeding, trying to get to no premier parking. We just had to eat it up and write it up, use it for a tax write-off. But that day was really scary because I don't like driving in the snow, ice anyway. But I definitely do not play with ice at all. So we shut it down. But after the second day, it finally warmed back up and it did its snowing and whatnot. We finally got to Houston at a safe time. And then the video you seen beforehand, that's when we were at the yard trying to get in there and people were just throwing their trailers every which way, just trying to get there and go home. So we had to get in there and pull some out the way just to get to our trailer. So it was a little adventurous this week with the ice and all. But to recap the whole thing, I learned a lot of things about going solo. Now, mind you, my husband still, towards the end, he continued to pick up the loads because that was on his mind the whole time, loads and moving and trying to get home. I did my picking. And like I say, I'm still not strong at it. It's only been 30 days, so I didn't have it down nowhere near as good as he did. But, you know, he was still looking for the loads, and he'd ask me, okay, there's a couple of loads in here. Look at your time. What can you do? Is this a good load to fit? And I'm like, yeah. But in all actuality, I really should have probably paid a little bit more attention on what was going on. I think for me, just driving solo, it seemed like I was more tired, stuck in Houston traffic. If you guys know about that, that was crazy. And it seemed like some of my days seemed longer than the others. And just trying to get a healthy balance of just sleeping and drinking water and all that. But it wasn't bad. I just know that as a team, I know we do well as a team, and I can really appreciate what teaming does for a couple. Granted, if you have to do it solo, I'm not talking negative about it. I'm just saying, going from team to solo, you do notice a difference, you know, with you and your partner, and how you both can benefit each other in the truck. So, like I said, I think Monday or so, I'll know for sure if we're going to go another 30 days solo or if we will go back teaming. So I'll be the one that's keeping you posted. Obviously, I don't know what my husband's doing with the video. I thought he was going to keep up, but I'll let you guys know. But until then, I'm going to see what Kenworth is saying, if we either going to be spending the night here or I'll be getting up early in the morning and headed home to Colorado. Talk to you guys in a bit.